Okay, let's pause the music. So this and that. Okay, so happy Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Thank you all very much for coming out. Much appreciated. Hope you're having a good week. Before I get distracted, because stuff. Good afternoon, Veronica.
Good afternoon Gimpy and hello everyone. Have a great stream.
Only 5 hours sleep. That's not too bad. It's better than 2 or 3.
Your next break is in 1 hour.
Hello, everybody in chat. Rose, Hurricane, Spiridor, Hobo, Lurkers, other people, Luke Rules. Happy Thursday. Thank you all very much for coming out. Appreciate it. Okay, so stream schedule. Today's going to be Starfield. Why? Why not Baldur's Gate 3? Because I like Starfield better than Baldur's Gate 3. Plain and simple. I think it's a better game. Yes, I know I bitch about part of it here and there, but it's the better game. Really, it is. I enjoy Starfield more than I enjoy Baldur's Gate 3. Plain and simple. That's why we're playing Starfield. Okay, that's today. Tomorrow, Friday. Oh, see? Don't ask questions like that. Tomorrow, Friday, we may or may not have Celasta multiplayer with Jeff, Hobo, and Hurricane. Hobo apparently has got some stuff going on, and he may not be able to make the stream. And if he isn't able to make it, we'll figure something out. It'll probably involve beer and dwarves and stone, I'm sure. Anyway, that's tomorrow. Saturday, back here to Starfield. Sunday is Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. All day. First half of the stream is campaign stuff with Gimpy the Dwarven Crusader Angel. And the second half of the stream is the Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC with Viewer Group 10. Hey, Calfac, welcome back. Stuff in the PC inventory to PC when you swap. But, oh, there was some negative feedback on Baldur Gate 3 last patch or something or other. Mostly about dumping all the stuff in NPC inventory to PC when you swap. I don't know what that means. The patch on something or other. Mostly about dumping all stuff in NPC to PC when you swap. When you change characters? Oh. So when you swap out one of your party members, all their inventory goes into the PC's inventory? Good job. Yeah, but there's a reason why they do that too. Because when you make the characters inactive, they're no longer active. So instead of using them as a mule, you have to. Yeah, I from a technical standpoint, I think I understand why they do that. Because guess what? Guess who else does that? Starfield. When you swap ships, all the inventory that was in the previous ship moves on to the next ship. And if the next ship doesn't have enough space, I don't know what exactly happens. I don't do it too often. So there's that. Still doesn't have a working inventory management for your companions beyond those currently in the party is very strange. Not really. Like I said, it's a technical issue, I believe. Because they're not meant to be storage containers. The overflow has potential to go poof. Yes, that's the issue with ships here in Starfield is if you take a lot of inventory from one ship and you try to cram it into a ship that doesn't have enough for all of it, some stuff may disappear. So you've been warned. Just saying. But they are storage containers. But they're not. Welcome back, Griff. But they're not supposed to be storage. I think that's the whole point. You're not supposed to use your characters as storage containers. I mean, other than their basic inventory, right? They keep all their items that they're wearing, but everything in inventory gets bumped out down to the main character. I understand why they do that. But why can't I change armor for a character not in the party? Because that's how it's technical stuff. What they'd have to do, they'd have to implement a UI that's kind of similar to the team UI. You know, when you bring up all 4 characters on the screen and you can move stuff between them, they'd have to do something like that for all the characters in order to manage that correctly. Correct? So that's additional work that they probably didn't even think of. Just do it for all of them. Well, but see, again, it's more work, and does it really need to be done? Because the workaround for that was they give you a chest that's basically unlimited storage in your camp, right? So why can't you just? I mean, in reality, why doesn't the stuff go from the character get swapped out? Why does it go to your main character? Why doesn't it go to the chest? I mean, I understand. I mean, that would be the better way to do it because it has. They can only be swapped out in camp, correct? You can't do it when you're just running around. You have to go to camp to swap stuff out. So why can't all their inventory go to the chest that's in camp? Why does it have to go to the main character? I don't know. That's their decision. I don't know. I can't answer that question. So anyway, stuff that I actually wanted to talk about, now that I can barely remember it. Oh, the trigger for this one was Rose bringing up that she's been up since, or she stayed up until 3 o'clock this morning or something, working on a video thing. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning because Rocket got stuck in a corner last night in our bedroom. What does that mean? Well, first you have to understand Mickey and Rocket are 16 years old. They're brothers. As they've gotten older, their hearing is mostly gone. And their vision's not so good either anymore. So they're kind of blind, especially short range. Their vision, long range, they definitely see movement and that kind of stuff, but how good they're identifying stuff, we're not sure yet still. But close up, they don't have good vision. And when at nighttime, when there's not enough light, they have a tendency to bump into stuff. Mickey just bumps into stuff, and he's kind of like a Roomba. He bumps into it and goes on to a merry way. Rocket seems to have this habit of finding his way into corners in a room, like behind a door, like what happened last night in the bedroom, and he gets stuck in there. He gets stuck. He gets frustrated is really what it is. He gets frustrated because I've watched him what he does, and he'll be walking along and he forgets where he is because he's old and stuff, and he ends up in a corner in the room somewhere, and he'll turn to his right, he'll bump into the wall. He'll turn to his left, he'll bump into the wall, and he just stands there and he sighs and he just gets frustrated. And then what happened last night is the way our bedroom is the main door coming in and out of the room is it's usually open all the way, and the door is almost flush against the wall that it's against because it's a wall, going say north and south, and then the next wall going out where the door is east and west, and the door is right there in the corner. And what we do is we usually keep the door open up against the door running north and or the wall running north and west because that's the way it does, opens into the room. Well, last night for some reason it wasn't all the way open. It was slightly closed, so there's a little gap in there, and he managed to find it last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, and and when we're sleeping, all of a sudden you hear this banging and shuffling and scratching and all this other fun stuff, and Skippy and I were both all, what's going on? And we get up and we see the door is, get up and there's Rocket. He's, in the door, and he's kind of, he's stuck because he doesn't know that he's supposed to back out or turn around and stuff like that. Yes, he gets literally cornered. And he does it everywhere. He does it on the porch. He does it in the living room. He does it in the kitchen. It's just because his vision up close is so not good. And that's just what happens. It's funny, but it's sad at the same time. I feel bad for kind of laughing, and, and I'm the one who had to rescue him too. So there's the bad part. And that's why I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. Because after that, I just didn't feel like going. I felt guilty after that laughing, so I had to stay up for a little while. And we sat out on the couch for a while and fell asleep eventually. Well, he did. I didn't. I was watching TV. So there's that. Hey, Ray, welcome back. What else? We already talked about the hobo thing, dogs, stuff. I'm forgetting something. I know I'm forgetting something. Oh, headaches. Headaches, because this was a part of this stuff earlier. And Rose asked about this one too, how my headache was doing, because yesterday my headache was not the best, but I managed through it. And for those who don't know, is I have headaches all the time. And it's not a question of do I have a headache, it's how bad is the headache that I have. And the reason I have headaches is it's related to me having multiple sclerosis. If you're not familiar with multiple sclerosis, it's an autoimmune disease where your immune system attacks your brain, the connections in your brain cells, and as well as your nerve connections too in your crap, nervous system, the main nervous system stuff, such as your spinal cord and eyes and that kind of stuff. Hey, Scott, or Leon, welcome back. Happy Thursday. You get less sleep, you also have stronger headaches. Actually, no, because this is one of the ways I combat headaches is water. I've learned if I can keep my brain nice and moist, the headaches aren't so bad. They're easier to manage when I'm properly hydrated. And so, as soon as I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to rescue Rocket, I grab my mug of water that I have sitting here on my desk, and I bring it out to me, or I bring it out in the living room with me and Rocket, and I'm drinking water the whole time that I'm up. So I'm proper. I'm still very properly hydrated this way. So, and that's one of the ways. It doesn't make the headaches go away; it just makes them more manageable. Usually, the best way for me to manage the headaches is through ibuprofen, which depending on how bad the headache is, depends or determines how much ibuprofen I take before the stream starts. In this case, yesterday, I took 1,000. I took 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen at the start of the stream yesterday, which is higher than it should be because normally I only take 200. No, I take that 400. I normally take 400 at the start of a stream, and that usually gets me through the majority of the stream. Not too bad. Yesterday it had to be 1,000, and it got me through. And today, headache's not as bad as yesterday, but it's not good. So today I only took 600 milligrams. So we'll see how that goes. You're putting my head into a mug of water. No, I drink the mug of water, and then I put my head into it. That makes sense, right? I think that makes sense. Anyway, speaking of dogs, we may or may not have dog camp today. Mrs. Gimpy's over at her parents' house again today. I'm helping them out with something, and where are the dogs? Rocket is here with me. He's laying in front of my fan, and Mickey was out in the living room last time I saw, but he wasn't in front of the camera. And last time I saw him, he was within a few inches of being on camera, but it's up to him to see where he wants to lay. You would wager that is not that healthy of a dosage. What, 1,000? 1,000 is usually, that's typically prescription strength dosage. My normal maintenance dosage is 200 to 400. Maintenance dosage being once a day, typically right before stream, and that's usually just to dull the headache a little bit for the next couple of hours. And again, depends on what the headache is. You get headache, you eat pills. See, that's the thing with me is I always have headache. So if I've really, and I've learned just not to take that many, too much medication because that can really screw with your kidney and liver. So, or kidneys and liver. So don't do that. You go for aspirin. Yeah, see, aspirin isn't strong enough for me. It's aspirin and ibuprofen are in the same drug family. Or yeah, they're both the same type of medication. But aspirin tends to be a little bit too mellow for me. Ibuprofen is the one that works. It has for decades. I've been using ibuprofen since I was in high school. So on a regular basis, mainly because it originally started because of my knee, because my knee was, I first hurt my knee just before I turned 16, and the ibuprofen really helped dealing with that. Instead of major painkillers, I use the ibuprofen on a regular basis just to keep the inflammation and pain a little bit under control there for the first few years, and when the headache started getting worse because the MS that I didn't know existed was starting to, pick up a little bit of steam, I just got into the habit of using it, on a daily basis. And it hasn't done any significant damage because I get blood tested on a regular basis and my liver is fine. Every now and then there'll be a little spike here and there because of stuff that happens. But for the most part, my liver's in pretty good shape. And plus I don't drink a lot of alcohol either. So I keep the drug portion of my life at a very low level as much as I can, because I know I have to take medication, and medication I'm on for MS is not. It doesn't really affect your liver. It's not a beta blocker, which some of the other medications are. A lot of them are, and This one is not. It's different. The main difference is it's a behavior modification drug for your immune system, which it causes a different set of issues, but they're more manageable because it's not affecting my liver and kidneys and that kind of stuff like a lot of other drugs do. Uh, but it just plays with my immune system, and but in a good slash bad way. The good way is it's slowing down the MS progression by a lot. The bad thing is it also affects the behavior of my immune system, specifically in that when a virus or something or infection comes into my body, my immune system has a tendency to overreact a little bit. So, eh. So the trick is don't get infections, don't get viruses. So that's why I live inside all the time. Or one of the reasons I don't talk to a lot of people. And what did I do? They keep them at, you thought proper social distancing for COVID was, what was it, was it 3 feet or 2 meter? Or was it at least a meter, right? Maybe probably 2 meters. My typical social distancing is a minimum of 2 meters. That's been minimum for me for many years. Is if anybody gets within 2 meters of me and I don't know you, even hell, if I do know you, I step back, and people look at me funny sometimes. I go, I have immune system issues. I don't want to get close to you because I don't know what you're carrying, and the faces they make at me is like, hey, it's your life or mine, and I'd rather have my life. I don't want yours. So, but yeah, it's funny. Anyway, stuff. We should probably get back to killing stuff in space. Okay, unless we have other questions. Did I miss something? I don't think I missed anything, did I? Talked about dosage stuff. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so let's get started. So, going to be a lot of yawning today, just so you know. I've been up since 3 a.m. and it's currently noon, so I've been up for 9 hours. In your sensibilities in your life, I choose my life. Yep. That's the way it works.